Hope when you take that jump, you don't feel the fall. Hope when the water rises, you built a wall. Hope when the crowd screams out, you're screaming your name. Hope if everybody runs, you choose to stay. Hope that you fall in love and it hurts so bad. Hey, the only way you can know, you give it all you had. And I hope that you don't suffer, but take the pain. Hope when the moment comes, you'll say,
Melnichenko, individual effort. Gavin Sullivan, the hero last year. Here's Teeter off the pipe, off the back of bucket. There were three guys that caused the turnover. We'll see if they can get a goal out of it. And they do. Wild again with the shot, and this one through everything.
Barrie looking for a reset, not going to get it as Ferguson said there was no possession, and Shane Scott finds the short side on crease.
Hello, lacrosse friends. Welcome to the Barrie Molson Center for this exciting afternoon action in the Canadian Lacrosse League. I'm Stephen Stamp, joined by Ron Ruff. We'll be bringing you the CLax game on JVI Sports Network. It's got all kinds of impact on the playoffs. We'll go to the national anthem. We'll be back. Well, that was exciting. All right, we're going to go straight to our players to watch for today for the Niagara Lock Monsters. One of their leading scorers, Dylan Lord. He is a guy who can put the ball in the net. He's also been quite a setup man this year. You can see 12 goals, 10 assists, and he has been getting better and better of late. Playing with an edge, and it's bringing back some of the liveliness to his game.
Absolutely, and for Barrie, our player to watch, Shane Scott. He's a big righty. He'll set up his house, so to speak, like the slot there, just a little bit off to the goalie's right with a big, heavy shot. Barrie will be looking for an offense from him as well. 9 goals, 6 assists for his season this year.
Yeah, Barrie, Shane Scott loves that righty shooter spot. We've actually seen him kind of back away into the spot that he likes. But he has done some more this year. I mean, he's still very dangerous from that spot, but he's also done a bit more driving, a bit more dishing, and getting a bit more versatile. They certainly like to see that. There's our starting goalie for Niagara, Connor Danko. A couple of years ago, he was the goaltender of the year in this league. Lost his starting job to Dave DeRuccio, who's the goalie of the year last year. This year, they've kind of bounced around with guys. At the other end, the man, the myth, the legend, Angus Dyneley.
Certainly in Barrie, he is the legend. He's probably partly big time responsible for the turnaround here in Barrie.
Niagara wins the opening faceoff. It'll be interesting to see how this one goes. Niagara with nothing on the line for the rest of their season. This is their final game. They are out. The defending champions eliminated from the playoffs with a 2-5 record. Just not clicking for them this season, much the way it didn't for Durham last year. We're going to see how they do. Melnichenko swims through 4 Blizzard players. Can't pick the ball up off the turf. Now he gets it. Switches to his offhand and takes a rip. But Niagara will be missing a couple of players. Brendan Tainhouse, who hurt himself last week taking a shot, pulled a strained a muscle in the shoulder. John Arnold, one of their top two-way players, not here. And, of course, the captain, Brad Favero, re-hurt himself last week, re-injured an ankle. Now, Mike Teeter, the Barrie, he's now their leading scorer. He gets the shot off, gets his own rebound. He's going to move it over to Caleb Wiles, who is back and should make a big difference for the Blizzard. Over on the far side, the ball goes to Caravello. It moves its way back around. Hard shot from Wiles. That one doesn't go in, and Niagara comes up with the rebound.
Yeah, an interesting start on offense there. Barrie had 4.
Here comes a
lefties
break.
out.
Shot by Scott Johnson. Just goes a little wide. He in his first game, he took 3 shots, had 2 goals on them, but hasn't quite found the range since then. Here we come back the other way, and we're going end-to-end. Danko, keep an eye out for him, making the long pass to the players, especially in the second and third, coming off the bench. Here's a battle. We have a penalty coming. The ball is free, so we can't quite tell who it's on. It's Danko going to the bench, so it's on Barrie, and Niagara will go to an early power play.
As I mentioned there in that first offensive stat there for Barrie, they went with 4 lefties and 1 righty there. So we'll see if that's a one-time thing or if that's something that they're going to set up for the future.
Well, you know, you see Teeter and Maudsley both playing big roles for this club, and Mike Gillen's a very, very important player two-way for them.
And add Wiles there.
Yeah. So, yeah, you have Caleb Wiles in there, obviously, is their big-time shooter, has led this league in scoring, has been an offensive player of the year. Comes up top to Cody Ward playing the top of the power play. There's Corey Fowler with the ball, moves it back across and gets it. The return pass goes down low. Hard pass to Dylan Lord on the crease, but immediately picked up by Spencer James. Good positioning so far by the Blizzard. Now there's a man open, but that one goes off of a defender's foot on the shot by Devin Sarter over on the far side. They do get it back.
They got a reset, too, which they're complaining about.
Yeah, there should be no reset, and Grant Spees, the referee, has blown it down. Spencer James, nifty little pass, one-handed flip over his shoulder to get it over to Dustin Caravello to get things rolling. He'll fake the pass. Big whack there from Justin Pitchell. Pitchell, a very physical player. Now the ball's on the turf. It's going to be Niagara possession. A little spin off. That's actually Mark Vredenberg that was covering him, not Pitchell. It's 92, not 22. So Vredenberg taking on a Pitchell-esque approach to defense. Niagara setting up again on the power play. Sarter up to Ward. Same look as they had last time down on the offensive set. Fowler goes over to the far side. Ward's going to let one fly. It's wide. Fowler can't track it down. It'll go over and back. It's going to roll all the way down to Connor Danko, who has to take his arms off the post from his very comfortable pose to pick up that ball.
Well, he wisely didn't run out to get it. Would have been over and back anyways, and that way he doesn't have to run back to his crease.
Here's a cutter. Caleb Wiles. The save by Danko. And I'm sure the Niagara coaches will have a chat with their guys. They go over and back as it looks like Maudsley may have just forgotten for a moment that the restraining line is the line you have to stay over. Shane Scott picks off that pass. It wasn't quite hard enough to get over to Melnichenko. As Andy Tober didn't put much on it, but here comes Shane Scott fighting the ball to get the ball. Gets a shot off either Danko or the post. No over and back, but it's picked up immediately by Barrie anyway. Here comes Johnny Ray. He's going to slow things down.
Right out of the penalty box. Good timing for that.
Yeah, they have killed the penalty. And he's going to make the pass up ahead. Caravello trying to get things rolling in his return to CLax. He's just back for his second game, I believe, with the Blizzard. There's Teeter. Teeter watched by Gatt. He's fighting to the net. Sidesteps around the crease. 3 seconds to shoot. There's a wide shot by Tom Watt. Teeter puts it down. It's going to be Niagara ball, and they will go up and set up on offense again. Devin Sarter. They'll get back to the normal lines. Connor Daly's up top. The pass goes to Fowler. Fowler rolling off a couple of defenders. Gets it across to Gatt. He spins over into the corner. Comes up top to Connor Daly. Brian Campbell with a cut to the pass to the cutter. Eventually works its way back to Daly. That doesn't get through. Comes out to Campbell. He'll just fling it into the end as the shot clock about to expire. That time they got it right that it was off a defender.
Yeah. That's the third shot the Barrie defenders have blocked and saved the Angus Donnelly from making saves.
Helps to explain part of why he's so successful, because Barrie does play a strong defensive game. Here we go back the other way, though, as Niagara strips the ball. Corey Fowler picks it up and heads down the floor. All the cutters, the trailers are picked up, and here comes a late one. Gage Board did spring loose for a second, but nice work by Mike Maudsley actually kept Corey Fowler in check. Fowler and Griffith joust a little bit. Now Barrie comes up the floor. Teeter gives it up to Maudsley. Shane Scott loping over to the far side as the ball comes down this side to Wiles. He tries a swim. Pitchell's on him. Comes back out to Scott. Those are two dangerous shooters in Wiles and Scott. That one stopped, though. Like we said, though, Scott trying to get inside. Maybe forced that one a little with the defender on him and Danko having the entire angle. There he's got the ball. He's going to score. No mistake there. Great play by Ross Smith to make that late pass to Scott just as he drew the defender to him. Opens up Shane Scott. And with that kind of time, he is adept at finding a hole.
Well, absolutely. You called it there. Ross Smith coming down the side there and just drew the defender to him and just dumped it. There's an early replay of the one saved by Danko. But we're going to cue up the goal here. And there's Ross Smith just coming down. There's a quick dump off. One fake high. Gets Danko going up. And just a bounce shot past his feet there. 1-0 Barrie.
Cody Ward taking the face-offs for Niagara against Mike Gillen. He wins it. There's a cross-hand shot stopped by Donnelly. And we've seen Mike Gillen work very hard and be pretty successful for Barrie, but an easy, quick win for Ward on that one. Here's John Ray. He's going to go right between the defenders. Gets a shot off. Danko stops that one. Ray knocked down, so it's picked up. And we're heading back the other way. The Lock Monsters, 2-on-4, so they're going to slow it down a little bit. Gage Board moves it over to the far side. It comes back up top. Dylan Lord tries to swim down. He's got Dumont with him. Goes to the net. Shoots. Save. Goes through the crease. Gets a little tangled up with Donnelly. Was doing everything he could to avoid contact. And normally that would bring a rush of Blizzard players to get all over Lord. But it was pretty obvious, I think, that he was trying to step around and just got tangled up with Donnelly coming out.
Yeah, good discipline there just to walk away from that.
Monroe moves the ball over to Caravello. Tries to get it back, but it's picked off. Devin Sartor was just kind of shocked to find the ball in his stick. Now he's running up the floor. Gets a pick from Vredenberg. Great pick and roll. Sorry, Andy Tober, but Tober misses the net on the shot. And here we come the other way. Shane Scott all alone. What a save by Danko.
Danko's best of the night for sure. Scott made the move, and Danko replied with a great hand save.
Scott gets it back off the rebound, and they'll set up Ross Smith, moving the ball over to Griffiths. Goes to the far side. Scott's got it again. He's the lone goal scorer in the game so far. Tries the roll, doesn't get through. It's picked up by Niagara. They're going to head the other way. Just ran right, and Sartor just ran right into trouble there, into a couple of Blizzard players. They strip the ball away, and Tom Watt has it. Kevin Sullivan all over him. He's going to shovel it to Teeter. Teeter's got Pitchell on him. Hard pass over. 15 to shoot. Quick shot. What a goal. Caleb Wiles going airborne to accept the pass from Smith. Ross Smith has two beautiful setups. It's 2-0 for the Barrie Blizzard.
Well, absolutely great pass across, and Caleb in midair just made his move and put it in the far side. I'm just wondering there, when Barrie got possession, we roll right back. It might have been back over, actually. Barrie might have had that ball when they shouldn't have. But there's a save on the breakaway. So I don't know if Alex, if you can roll it right back there. But on that change of possession, Barrie circled back, got the loose ball, actually circled around the center. And it should have been a Niagara ball, and that's what the Niagara bench was complaining about.
And obviously it costs them as Barrie goes up 2-0. Here they come looking for more. Maudsley misses after the pass from the far side. And here comes Niagara back the other way. Cody Ward looking for a pass. Dylan Lord has it, the shot. Roll just bounces past his stick. Danko's gone to the bench. There's another penalty coming. It's going to be a holding call to Mike Gillen of the Barrie Blizzard. We'll take the officials' time out. It is 2-0 for the Barrie Blizzard. They will be going shorthanded again. And Niagara's going to have a chance to get on the board. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more CLax action on JVI Sports Network. All right, lacrosse fans, welcome back to the Barrie Molson Center. I'm Stephen Stamp with Ron Ruff, bringing you this CLax action on JVI Sports Network. And, coming into this game, Niagara, as we mentioned, out of the playoffs, what's their motivation to play? Just pride and wanting to win, not wanting to go 2-6. They'd rather be a game closer to everybody when it's all said and done. But there is more intrinsic motivation for Barrie as they are looking to get a home playoff game and get back here. Maybe even get the championship game here in Barrie if they can. If they win both their last games today and next Sunday, they certainly will get that. There's a hard check from John Ray. Vredenberg goes to the floor, kind of belatedly. Looked like he lost his footing after he'd been checked. Not necessarily as a result of the check, but Niagara gets the ball back. They've got 18 to shoot. Dylan Lord, hard fake, spins. Janes all over him. Gets the shot off. Donnelly stops it. Lord runs into Janes, and Janes just runs past him. They make the long pass up to Teeter. Gets away. Danko's going to track that one down with his foot still in the crease. Looks up the floor. Just lobs it ahead to Sarter, and here come the Lock Monsters again. Risk reward with that breakout pass, as now Barrie's back on the defensive. But another save by Angus Donnelly on Dylan Lord. Dylan Lord getting some chances, unable to capitalize so far, and here comes Ross Smith. Can he get another one? This time he just misses the net. I was about to call the goal because it looked like he had Danko beaten, but he bounces it past the net. Hard work by Caleb Wiles trying to get the ball back from Vredenberg, but it is Dustin Gatt that gets it. He'll give it to Vredenberg and sprint off. Andy Tober heads out, but Corey Fowler has the ball. Goes down to Lord, back up to Fowler. Here comes Melnichenko, the last man off, and that pass is behind him. It just rolls over the center line for an over and back. And, that is the kind of thing sometimes you see from a team that's been eliminated from the playoffs and might not be as sharp because of the lack of motivation.
Yeah, you called it. They're just not crisp right now for the first 10 minutes of this game.
Tober, now he's got some help from Sullivan. Trying to knock it loose. They go back over, not keeping it inside the restraining line. Here come the Lock Monsters. Tober took a look down the floor. Wasn't there, so he takes his time. Now he's going to pass it, and he's going to throw it away between two defenders, two of his teammates, Justin Pitchell and Mike Melnichenko, both there, and he just tossed it between them. It's going to be Barrie ball. Teeter picks it up and steps back outside the restraining line before the play is blown in, but they're all even now. The penalty is over, so it doesn't matter where he goes. Obviously, as long as he doesn't go back over center. Brian Campbell all over Teeter, following him right around behind the net. Settles into his spot, and Maudsley takes the pass. He drives down past Johnston, flicks it back up. Teeter can't accept the pass. It's picked up by Pitchell. He's taken off. He's got Melnichenko on the far side. Johnston trailing. Pitchell's going to shoot. Score! What a shot by Justin Pitchell. Known for his rugged defense, but he makes a perfect shot just over the shoulder of Donnelly.
Well, it was his defense that set it up. He got right on Teeter's hands. Teeter couldn't accept the pass. He picked up the rebound or the loose ball and just galloped down the floor, and as you said, a perfect shot over Donnelly's left shoulder there. Gets Niagara on the board. It's a 2-1 game, and it's still anybody's game this early.
There's a shot of Ross Smith trying to put one in the other way. Didn't quite make it, but this one goes in. Pitchell, bar down, 2-1. I'll tell you, we've mentioned, Niagara without the motivation of having this game mean something for their standings overall. We know they're going to be fifth. There's a shot by Rob Koger. That one goes wide. But these are some proud guys, and they're very good players. You know they're going to want to come out and still give a good effort.
Yeah, absolutely. I wasn't afraid that Niagara. I knew Niagara would want to give Barrie a game, and actually Barrie's still looking for their first home win.
Oh, there's a shot going to the turf by Gage Board. That one's stopped by Donnelly. There's a hard pass across. Dylan Lord's got it. Rolls off a check. Griffith stays with him. Gets away from Griffiths and gets run into by Mike Gillen. Lord getting worked over. They've got 15 to shoot still as it's picked up over along the far boards. Sarter spinning off a check. Takes the shot. So that's Gage Board. That one's stopped. Scooped up by Gillen. He runs back into some traffic but clears himself out. Nice job by Gillen to get it up the floor. Tom Watt takes his time, then passes it over. A lot of guys wearing with the red going on in their shoes here. It's becoming a very popular color for both these teams. There's Caravella wearing the all red. Comes across to Wiles, lets it fly, scooped up by Danko. He looks up the floor. Oh, and he's thinking about it. He's going to make the pass, and it's picked off. May have telegraphed that a bit too much for Corey Fowler. I think Johnny Ray was baiting him a bit.
Yeah, maybe the clock there was a factor there as well.
Yeah, he's only got 5 seconds, of course, to get out. Actually, 4 seconds to get out of the crease. Makes the short pass this time. Here come the Lock Monsters up the floor. There's a cut shot saved by Donnelly. He turns aside the attempt by Mitch Dumont. Donnelly goes for the rip up the floor, actually only about halfway to Shane Scott. He trots over mid-floor. He's watched by Sarter. Here come a couple more Blizzard. The last man, Gillen, gets the pass. Drives down, bit of a pick. Now the roll, passes it off. Save on Maudsley. Danko can't control the rebound, though. Gillen has it again, fighting his way through the slot. Gat on him. Getting some help from Sarter. Still goes to Shane Scott. He drives down low, watched by Tober, who gives it up to McDonald. Wes McDonald over to Maudsley. He steps in the crease as he's checked by Dumont, forcing him in, and it's Niagara ball.
Yeah, good defense to stand by Niagara. He was trying to sidestep the crease there, a little push, and he's in the crease there. And now we're going to get a delay game call there on Spencer James there. Wouldn't let the Niagara player pick up the ball cleanly.
Yeah, that's probably a pretty good call. Spencer James is frustrated, but and now he's got, looks like, not sure if they're giving him another one or if it's just the initial is an unsportsmanlike conduct call for not letting him pick the ball up cleanly. As Mitch Dumont tried to pick the ball up, get ready to go into play, and James just gave him a little check. Wasn't too much, but it was enough to not allow him, as you said, to get play back underway. Dylan Lord up to Fowler. Seeing the same look for Niagara on the power play as Ward takes it up top, goes over the far side. Shot by Sarter, bounces out. Friedenberg goes after it, but it's Sarter that gets it. He's going to go up top to Fowler. Oh, they open up, and Fowler gets the shot. Rob Koger started heading over to Cody Ward a little early, and Fowler let it rip. They get away with it. Comes back to Fowler. Now he makes the pass to Sarter. He'll shoot. That one gets off of Donnelly. He dives back to cover it up. Nice athleticism by the goalie. That's not easy to do in goalie gear.
And you got to get back up, too.
Yeah. There's the pass to the man in stride. What a great pass. Nice catch. And the pass over. Teeter scores. Beautiful tic-tac-toe passing. Donnelly winds up with Teeter. What a play. John Ray, the intermediary.
Well, you called it, that he hit John Ray right in stride. The Niagara defender tried to set up, defend Ray. Ray just, with his momentum, walked around, saw Teeter wide open there, and put it in there. There's, we see the end of the play there with the dump off, but we really missed the best part. It was the pass by Donnelly. There it comes up there again, and just John Ray just walks around, draws the defender over, sidestep on the crease, and it's short side, and Barrie scores shorthanded.
Shorthanded goal in the final minute of the period. What a momentum swinger that could be. And again, you know, you look for what the Niagara coach is going to say. Maybe don't go for the overhead wrap check when a guy's running down the floor and you could just cross-check him into oblivion as he receives the ball.
Yeah, definitely not John Ray. He is built like a big man, lack of a better word.
And you're not going to probably, like I said, like you said, he's a big guy. He's got momentum. Probably won't knock him down, but it will make it a lot harder for him to catch that ball and carry on and make that play. At least slow him down, do something. There's a shot from the outside. Niagara still on the power play. That one's going to bounce up. Out of play off the defender. So we are Niagara ball again. Hard shot by Lord, stopped by Donnelly. He saw that one all the way. 0.8 of a second left. Donnelly will hold on to it and just fling it into the mesh and protecting the overhead scoreboard. That should take up the last 0.8 of a second. I don't quite understand why it didn't, but regardless, now the quarter is over. It's 3-1 for the Barrie Blizzard, and a big one at the end of the period or in the final minute, shorthanded from Barrie. We'll take a quick break. I'm Stephen Stamp with Ron Ruff. We'll be back from the Barrie Molson Center. CLax action on JVI Sports Network.
Academy of Learning College has identified the gap between education and the stressors of the working world. We develop customized programs for each student at an affordable cost. Students can choose from over 30 diploma and certificate programs offered at any of Academy of Learning College's 17 Ontario-based locations. Simply a better way to learn. Learn more at academyoflearning.com. Fire Monitoring of Canada is the leader in the fire alarm monitoring industry, specializing in the early notification of fire alarm signals to the fire department. Our experienced customer service staff will work closely with you to develop the best solution for your specific monitoring needs, and our CFAA certified technicians are qualified to perform your installation quickly and efficiently. Be sure to choose Fire Monitoring of Canada because saving time saves lives. Visit us at fire-monitoring.com.
Welcome back to the Barrie Molson Center for CLax action on JVI Sports Network. Just waiting for the 2-minute break to expire, and during that break, Connor Danko took advantage of it to head to the bench, strip off his uppers, get a drink of water, tape his toe caps, have a bit of a chat with his backup goalie, Doug Buchan, and get some water, have a chat with some of the other players, get the uppers back on, the helmet back on, everything ready to go, walk down, did it in plenty of time. That is some talent.
That's certainly with the new equipment, it's almost like a turtle taking your shell on and off.
I tell you, I've mentioned this a few times on broadcast. I played a couple of games of goal last summer in my old guys league, and it took me like forever to get dressed and with somebody helping me. I literally had someone helping me get the gear on, so wow.
Well, I had the same problem, but we just called it our middle-aged guy league. We didn't call it the old guy league.
It's not officially called the old guy league. That's just what I like to call it. It's the Borough Boys. It's a good league. Here come the Niagara Lock Monsters stripping that ball. Nice job by Dumont and Campbell. They'll move it up into the offensive zone. Penalty expires for Barrie. Spencer James is down the floor, and Angus Donnelly drops the ball, almost goes into his net. He comes over and picks it up, and that was close to an own goal.
Well, his eyes lit right open. He had the open man, but like you said, it just fell out the back there. Again, maybe that big clock hanging down. He concentrated on keeping that pass low, and instead it comes out the back, glances off the post and wide, fortunately there for Barrie.
Have you ever seen one of those where it rolled off the goalie sticking in?
Yes, I have. Unfortunately, I coached the team there in field lacrosse, and it was an overtime goal.
Oh, no. There's a big battle in front of the net. Pushed by Wiles. He shoves Mike Melnichenko down. Niagara gets the ball. Wiles tries to check Mitch Dumont. Melnichenko was looking for the butt end of his stick. He finds it and will head up the floor. He's going to be the trailer and will probably get the ball. Yeah, there it goes to him right there. He wants to go and score. He puts his shoulder into Caleb Wiles, runs through 3 guys, but eventually Tommy Watt just shoves him to the side. Melnichenko still with the ball. They've got 10 to shoot as it goes to Vredenberg. Connor Daly trying to spin off and create something. He's got to let it fly here. Now he will get the shot off just before the buzzer. Donnelly swallows it. I'll tell you, I saw Mike Poulin playing for the KW Kodiaks against Peterborough in the Peterborough Memorial Center, and he did that. It rolled out into the net, and they wound up losing by 1 goal.
Oh,
and I talked to him after the game and said, that's got to feel rough. He said, yeah, you just hope it doesn't come down to 1 goal, which of course it did, but always seems to be the case. Can happen to the best of them. Pooley, one of the better goalies in the world. Barrie moving the ball around the outside. Teeter's going to let one fly with 3 on the shot clock. Comes back to him off the rebound, but it rolls into Connor Dank, and we have a high sticking penalty coming to Mark of Vredenberg, and Barrie now will go to the power play. All the power plays coming to our left, our broadcast left here.
Well, I was just about to say that this will be Barrie's first power play there, and absolutely Barrie killed three penalties there in the first quarter there and took a 3-1 lead, so certainly a good quarter for Barrie.
Wiles to the far side. Teeter has it. Maudsley moves it back. They come all the way around. Scott and Caravello touch it. Everybody's had a touch. Now they're going to start to move in. Shane Scott, couple of fakes. Hard check on the back of Maudsley by Pitchell. He still gets a shot off after kind of whiplashing a little bit there. They get the ball back off the rebound, and they drive in behind the back pass by Wiles. Hard shot down low by Maudsley, but Danko, no problem. And now he rips it down to the man, Andy Tober, coming off the bench. He misses the net. Connor Danko's going to smack him for that one. You got to get a shot on net when he makes that kind of pass.
Oh, it was a great pass. Again, we were talking about that clock a lot. There, he didn't force it to the center of the floor. Kept the player to the outside there. Take that clock out of play.
There's a hard bounce shot by Wiles. That one's handled by Danko. Danko has a similar situation in St. Catharines, so he's used to going on the angle. Pitchell trying to fight off the man for the ball. Nice work, though, by Maudsley, and Maudsley turns to look at the ref. Meanwhile, Wiles comes in. Save! Connor Danko is keeping the Lock Monsters in this with some brilliant saves on some dangerous scores. Great work by Caravello to get the ball back over to Maudsley. They're going to set up once again. They've still got 41 seconds on the power play, 18 to shoot on the shot clock. Dustin Caravello up to Scott. There's Maudsley up top. Scott, he ducks down, and he is so dangerous. That's exactly where we were talking about him, loving to shoot from, tucks it inside the post.
Yeah, and the amazing thing is it's so hard, as only a shooter would appreciate that, he went short side. You know, it's so natural to go far side and beat him with power and speed, but he moved Danko over to the angles, that put it on the short side. That's what impresses me here. There we see them moving the ball around, and they're just back and forth, and then that big wind-up, as you said, underneath there and up high and in the net.
You know, Shane Scott loves to go near side there. Yeah. He does love the short side, but he still manages to convince the goalie he's going middle to far side. Barrie gets the ball back. Here they come right again. Jason Crawford, just not caught by Mike Gillen. He's going to spin off a check though and get to the net. Stripped by Dustin Gatt, hustling back. Gatt makes the outlet pass. Here comes Corey Fowler up the floor. 4-1. For the Blizzard. Fowler's driving the net. He wants to get one back. Shoot saved by Donnelly. He's flattened. And it's Barrie ball. Donnelly makes the short pass to Watt. Niagara certainly putting up a game effort here. Just a few mistakes here and there are costing them. And Barrie taking advantage when they're getting some chances. There's a four-way battle for the ball. Big whack by the Barrie player coming down. Looks like that was Spencer James.
Yeah, Niagara's no hurry to pick it up. That shot clock's running down on them. They're going to get possession right here.
So Melnichenko will take it in his end, make the pass through restraining line. There's Mitch Dumont. He's going to cut back to the middle, runs past Jeff Griffiths and creates a 3-on-2. Goes straight to the net, shoots, foot save by Angus Donnelly. Nice little romp by Mitch Dumont, but it comes back the other way. Wes McDonald misses the net. He was wide open. Skirts the crease to try and get around to the ball, but Danko had it. Here comes Fowler. Past 5 minutes now of the second quarter, 4-1 for Barrie, but Niagara pressing. Pass across, just getting a touch on it with Shane Scott to break up that pass. Nice hustle to get that by Cody Ward. Makes the pass across. He is flattened as he does it. Somehow the ball almost got through. Dylan Lord gets it. Hits the cutter. Just a little ahead of the cutter. Donnelly jumps out and gets it. So Vredenberg couldn't accept the pass. Niagara getting some pressure on there, trying to fight back into this game.
Yeah, it was a good offensive possession by them, even though they didn't come up with a goal there. As you said, they're fighting hard. They're looking for a break or two to get them back in.
Excellent work by Dylan Lord defensively to cause a 10-second count by Mike Teeter of the Blizzard. Not something you hear a lot from about Dylan Lord, but he has really worked on his defensive play over the last couple of years. Vredenberg dives far side and tucks it down through the past the far side of Angus Donnelly's foot. What a goal to get some momentum back, taking advantage of a chance. Vredenberg going hard and finishing.
Well, absolutely. Maybe it caught the Barrie defense a little flat-footed there. They just lost possession there in the 10-second violation. Niagara comes back there and beats them in short side, and he just pulls along Donnelly on the far side there. There we just see beat him on the inside or across the crease there. Similar a bit to Caleb Wiles there, dive across there, and he banks it in there for a 4-2 score now there.
Great shot. You can see the foot outside the crease. He uses that long body to get across. And here they come again. Cody Ward over to Dylan Lord, scores! Great tic-tac-toe passing. Corey Fowler to Cody Ward to Dylan Lord, and he finishes in tight, 4-3. Don't count Niagara out of this one. They did not come just to let Barrie get a win.
No, it's a long bus ride not to play lacrosse. They've come to play lacrosse there, and you mentioned a tic-tac-toe there. I thought the first two goals by Niagara were individual efforts, but this was certainly a team play, passing all the way across the crease and back. They're there, as you mentioned, tic-tac-toe, back and forth. They're passing quicker than I can talk, and it's in the net.
And you can talk pretty quick when you get warmed up.
Thank you, I think.
Cody Ward battling with Gillen. Here we go, Ward and Gillen still battling for it. Still battling. Eventually they're going to blow it down. They finally indicated it is Barrie ball. I think at some point you just have to pick one and blow it in, because otherwise we can go on forever with those guys battling away. Here's Wiles going to shoot from the outside. Stopped by Danko. He's got a breaker up the floor. He's going to go for the short pass instead. So Cody Ward will break off his route, as it were, and go to the bench. There's the man off the bench. Melnichenko takes the high pass, goes up to get it, and gives it to Lord coming off the bench to set up in the offensive zone. Bit of a pick from Sullivan. Ball gets away. Scott picks it up. Brian Campbell hustling with him to turn him aside. Nice work. That's actually Caravello with the ball. Now he's going to spin to the net. He's going to bounce it over to Shane Scott. And Caravello will head off to get a bit of a breather.
Yeah, he had a long run there, and he did the wise thing, just pull it back. It was a 1-on-3 there. Barrie keeps possession.
It's a great hustle by Campbell, though, because it could have been a 1-on-none if Campbell hadn't taken a good angle and slowed him down. Campbell's so good defensively. Doesn't see the ball behind him, though, so now he's going after it. It's a battle. Had Campbell seen that one, he could have picked it up, but Barrie gets it behind the back. Danko had to be alert. Caleb Wiles with a big swing, whacking someone in the leg. That was Kevin Sullivan taking it. Here comes Teeter. He shoots. That one stopped. It's behind the net. Teeter goes after. Oh, what a pass. Oh, what a pass. Wes McDonald sets up Caleb Wiles. Wes McDonald in to bring some size, toughness, and defense to this club. Shows an offensive spark. That's a beauty.
Well, that was awesome there. You know, he won the loose ball. Connor Danko had committed himself behind the net, and Caleb Wiles probably doesn't score an easier goal today.
There's the shot by Teeter. McDonald just picks it up. What a quick play. I mean, that wasn't about accuracy, because he bounced it off the floor. That was just about getting it out, knowing that somebody might be there. Wiles picks it up, and when you can set Caleb Wiles with a free shot up top, that's just money in the bank.
Yeah, absolutely there.
Here comes Vredenberg with the ball off the face-off. Passes it. No, he's going to fake the pass, run around behind the net. Gets away from Koger. Tries to get it over to Ward. Can't connect. It's going to be picked up by Daly. We have a high sticking penalty coming to Vredenberg. He'll go back to the box for the second time.
Well, and our trend of power plays to our left continue.
Yeah, they're jinxed at that end of the floor. We're going to take the officials' time out as we are past the halfway point of the second quarter. This is turning into an exciting Canadian Lacrosse League game. I'm Stephen Stamp with Ron Ruff. We'll be back with more from the JVI Sports Network after a quick break. Welcome back to the Barrie Molson Center. I'm Stephen Stamp with Ron Ruff. This is CLax action. The Barrie Blizzard on a power play. Shane Scott down to Caravello. Back to Scott. They're just going to play catch a bit. Caravello steps in, waiting for a cutter. Teeter goes to the slot. Now he sets a pick. Wiles gets it to Maudsley. Tries to get it across. Caravello can't get the shot off. Scott will, no he won't. He's going to pass it to Maudsley. Ball moving around. Finally, Teeter with the shot with 4 on the shot clock, knocked aside. Scott gets it back. Comes up top to Wiles. Takes his time, then gets it down to Caravello, who's stopped by Danko. It was underneath him, hard to see where it was, but as he moves his leg, it was clearly well outside the line.
Yeah, it didn't look like a great save, but that was, believe me, a great save there. The fake was up high, and Danko kept the stick down low and didn't let the rebound come out. Absolutely fabulous save.
Devin Sarter with the ball. Danko's probably been their best player, but Sarter trying to get a goal to help him out. Gets the rebound after Donnelly made the save, and he's got the ball back. They've got 52 seconds to kill. They wouldn't mind a shorthander of their own after Barrie scored a big one in the first quarter. The ball pops out as the shot clock expires. Here comes Barrie up the other way. Monroe's just going to toss it over and let Shane Scott. Shane Scott, you can just see as he lopes up the floor how much time his feet spend off the floor. He has such a long stride, or a hopping kind of stride. Ball's going to come up to Teeter from Wiles eventually. He passes it down to Caravello. Shoots from the outside. Danko jumps on it with his stick and his hand just to make sure. He's looking up the floor, makes the pass. I was wondering if he'd try and find him. He does. Fowler gets it, drives to the net. Great position, great protection. Great save, though, on the dangerous Corey Fowler. Good work by Teeter to hustle back and make it a little tougher, but Fowler got a nice shot off.
Yeah, there's, as we said, another great pass by Danko there. His forward's got to start rewarding him.
Teeter all the way back down on the floor, shoots. Maudsley fighting for the rebound. It gets past Teeter. Campbell tries to get it. He's got great position and gets it. Maudsley gives him a shove. We're back to even strength. The ball pops out of Campbell's stick, and Maudsley just picks it up. Campbell just stays on him. Jeff Griffiths takes it, sporting those fluorescent lime green socks that we like so much. Caravello spins off the check from Melnichenko. It's going to be a pick coming from Watt. He'll shoot off the pick. It doesn't get through. Flipped ahead. Oh, just too far for Kevin Sullivan, but he's going to get there first. He's got Vredenberg, but he doesn't pick it up. He's still got him. Makes the pass. Shoots. Saved by Donnelly. And Vredenberg would have had a better shot had that just popped into the stick of Sullivan a second earlier. So he could have made the pass. Go ahead.
He made a great effort to run after it, but as you said, if he would have caught it in the first, it would have been a clean 2-on-1 there.
Kind of the way the day's been going for Niagara. They've done a nice job to get the 3 goals they have with some great work, but just things being a couple inches off, it seems. Ball comes out to Koger up top. 5 seconds to shoot. They go down low to Gillen. He's going to try and drive on his own. Checked by Melnichenko. The shot clock expires. Campbell picks it up. He'll start the play.
Another good defensive stand by Niagara. Just getting their stick on the Barrie players' hands just so they can't get a clean shot.
Niagara's success so often is built from the defensive end out. They're trying to do the same here. There's the pass to the cutter. Lord couldn't hit Daly, but the follow man picks it up. Vredenberg's turned aside, though. He collides with Smith. Smith still has his stick trapped under his arm. And we're going to have a penalty coming. It is, let's see the signal there, Grant Spees. He's nodding his head.
It looks like he's pointing at the Niagara bench.
It looks like it.
But Barrie had possession, so maybe it was a dead ball that he was blowing the whistle at the same time as the other referee was blowing it in. But
Scott Johnston is going. He may well be the in-home. He doesn't know which box to go to. He's directed there. And Barrie will have the ball. We'll have to wait for the announcement as we didn't see a signal. I'm wondering if it's an illegal substitution. I was watching the little tangle between Smith and the other player. Here comes Barrie setting up. Shane Scott goes down to Caravello. They've got Caleb Wiles up top. He accepts the pass. Switches spots with Teeter. Goes down to Maudsley. Saved by Danko. Comes back out to Wiles. They set it up again. Maudsley's going to try again. Skip pass to Scott. Immediately picked up by Daly. Some real pressure defense on this penalty kill. Now they come to the net. Scott shoots. Stopped by Danko. He was down waiting for that one. Pitchell with the long outlet pass. Gets it through. Breakaway. Here comes Mitch Dumont. Oh, saved by Donnelly. Dumont's going to get it. Didn't go through the crease, so he's got the ball. He's got Sarter with him. He's cradling right now as he's buried against the boards by Ray. Pops out. Ray starts looking for it down low. Everyone's going after it. Dustin Gatt comes up with it. Shane Scott on him. Big chop down by Ray, but Gatt comes away with it. He's going to drive to the net. 10 seconds to shoot. He'll circle around behind the crease, throw it over to Sarter. They're yelling 4 seconds. 3. They make the pass through. What a play. What a shot. Missing, though. Corey Fowler, usually so dangerous, can't find the back of the net. He gets the ball again, though. Great strip. And Niagara can kill a good chunk of the rest of this penalty if they so choose. No, Sarter's going to make the pass on the crease to Gatt. What a save by Donnelly. Earlier it was Danko keeping Niagara in it. Now Donnelly is holding Barrie ahead with some huge saves. And there's the pass out. Here comes Mike Teeter. He's got Caravello. Gets it back. Oh, what a save by Danko. Tober can't pick up the ball, but they're going to say Teeter was in the crease. Niagara possession. Holy cow. Send us tweets at JVI Video to let us know who you think should be the 3 stars of the game. And right now, please put Scott Donnelly and Danko there, and maybe the crossbars. That one stops Dylan Lord. Vredenberg comes up with it. He's watched by Smith. He's going to trot down low. They got plenty of time to shoot after the reset. They'll take time and set it up. The penalty expires. They're back to even strength. Vredenberg gets a check from Smith, a hard one. He's put into the double team. He's still cradling.
Well, it looks like the ball's trapped on the glass there, but
there it is. It pops out. Nice work by Gage Board. Oh, what a pass. Shot's another save by Donnelly off Cody Ward. There's Dylan Lord checking in the crease, it looks like. Lord is saying that Donnelly was extending the stick out of the crease circle. We're going to see one of the many great saves here. Here's the pass by Gatt right on top. What a save by Donnelly on that one to stop Corey Fowler. He's going to strip the ball right after that. Holy cow. But Dylan Lord gets a checking in the crease call. And, you know, the last one was actually a slashing call by Scott Johnston away from the ball. So I just missed that one because there are other guys tangled up. But Barrie back to the power play, trying to extend this lead in the final minute of the half. Teeter, all kinds of moves, still has the ball. Wiles passes over to Shane Scott. He fires, glancing shot off of Danko. He adjusts his helmet. He's got to get his glove back on as play is underway. We're going to have a timeout called by Barrie with 26.78 seconds left. They've got a full shot clock to work with. Oh, we're going to take a look at our coaching staffs, and I'll tell you, this is Matt Atwood's first year as the head coach of the Niagara Lock Monsters, but he's been with them for a while. Certainly not what he was expecting his team would do this season.
It's certainly been a disappointment when you look at the wins and losses. They got off to a slow start, and you know what? If they win last week, then we're talking about a different game here today.
Absolutely.
You know, it was just one loss. There, actually, one quarter when you look, it was Barrie's third quarter that they outscored them, and that was. With the injury and Barrie's 4 goals, that really hurt them.
Yeah, they've had a lot of tough second halves. Brad MacArthur came in last year and just turned this team around. And, you know, we like to give kudos to Rob Blaisdell, who was coach and GM of the team, recognizing they might be better off with somebody else on the bench. He stepped aside from the coaching spot and stayed on as GM, brought in Brad MacArthur, who turned the team around. They won 4 games in the last half of last season, 4 of their last 5, and they made the playoffs and became very competitive. And this year, they are sitting, as you can see, in first place, half a game ahead of Oswego and Southwest. If they win today, they will have, I think, I don't know, they still might not have a home playoff game. Everything's up in the air. Durham could get a home playoff game, even though the 3 and 4.
That's right.
You know,
all we know is that these are the 4 teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, make sure you watch the rest of this game and our 2 games next weekend to see how it all works out. Saturday night from Paris as Durham visits, and then Southwest comes here to Barrie next Sunday. 8 o'clock on Saturday, I believe. We'll double check that, whether it's 7 or 8. And 2 o'clock next Sunday again in Barrie. It is 8 o'clock next Saturday. There's a shot and goal. Caleb Wiles, hat trick goal. Oh, he's so dangerous.
Well, when you let him time to set up like that, we talked earlier about Niagara's getting their stick on their hands, and I know they're short-handed. It was a little harder to do, but Caleb Wiles just set up there. It was just pure power that shot, picked the side, and there it is, a power play goal.
And Dylan Lord steps out of the penalty box. He was upset when he got called for the penalty because he felt that Donnelly's stick was out of the crease. It was pretty close, I'll tell you, but Caleb Wiles takes advantage nonetheless. This is just, as you said, just a rip. They couldn't quite get there. You can see how close the one Niagara defender was to getting on the hands, and Wiles just moving into a perfect spot, and that really hurts the power play goal with 2 seconds to play in the half. For Caleb Wiles, that's a tough one for Niagara to swallow.
Yeah, they scored those 2 quick goals. They got back in and made it a 4-3 game, and Barrie scored the last 2 goals of this quarter to again stretch the lead to 6-3.
Excellent lacrosse. Things a little shaky early with some of the ball control, but both teams really picking up their game. We'll see how the second half plays out. Make sure you come back and join us. We'll take a break. Be back with the second half of this Canadian Lacrosse League game on JVI Sports Network. I'm Stephen Stamp with Ron Ruff. Come back and see the rest of the game with us, please.
Come play like a pro with Junior CLax. Want to play winter box lacrosse in the same great venues as the pros? Well, here's your chance. CLax operates a winter box lacrosse league for kids. Divisions range from U9 to the Prospect Division, or U18. Teams are located in Barrie, Oshawa, Niagara, Six Nations, and Paris, with games being played on the same days as the pros. Be sure you get yourself registered today, as the season starts January 2015. For more information, please visit CanadianLacrosse.com and come play like a pro.
Hello, lacrosse friends. Welcome back to the Barrie Molson Centre and the Canadian Lacrosse League on JVI Sports Network. Let us know who you think should be the 3 stars of the game. We'll take them into consideration later in the game when we're making the selections. Tweet us at JVI Video is the handle. We would love to hear from you. And, both goalies have to be considered. Caleb Wiles with the hat trick and the assist, 3 out of the 6 goals. How about Roscoe Smith?
Well, I love that. He's still an energizer bunny. He's got one assist coming in today's game. He's got 2 today. So as you said, he's tripled his points. But no big surprise that my votes go to the goalies.
Yeah, no kidding. You're a goalie guy. I like goalies. I like the defenders too. I think Smith's been great for them. Some good work throughout them. Barrie, such a strong team defense. Niagara as well. Both teams really build on that. And Barrie, the difference, of course, they've played that solid defense for a couple of years, about a year and a half here. They've got that team approach. They were going to score by committee was what they talked about going in because Caleb Wiles was in Vancouver with the stealth. Meanwhile, Caleb Wiles comes back. There's the difference. He's got 3 goals. They're up 6-3.
Absolutely.
And we got to go to Doug Buchan, who's come in. You saw him in halftime stretching.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just a simple last game of the season. It doesn't mean much for Niagara. Just let both goalies come up in a long trip. Let them both have floor time.
That pretty much lets Connor Danko out as one of our 3 stars since it looks like he won't be playing the rest of the game. So keep your eyes peeled on that. Let us know as they go who you think it should be. Dustin Gatt going for the loose ball. It's picked up by Dumont off the opening faceoff. He's going to flip it over to Brian Campbell. Some pressure from Jason Crawford forces a high pass, and Mike Gillen takes the errant ball. They're going to come back the other way. Crawford gets it. Pitchell runs into him, gives him a shoulder-to-shoulder bump. He gets past Campbell. He's going to throw it back over to Teeter. Teeter cradling with Cody Ward on him. Gillen, kind of a fake pick. They come over to the near side to Wiles. Wiles looked like he might let it rip on his offside and don't put anything past him, but it's a hard drive to the net by Gillen, stopped by Doug Buchan. That's a tough one to face for your first shot as a goalie. A guy sliding right down the slot. Teeter gets it over to Wiles. Wiles makes a hard pass. Caravello bounces one in. The second one, he wasn't so fortunate. It gets by the foot.
It skipped on the bounce there on him. It probably didn't come up high in the bounce as he expected. Didn't really get set. Barrie kept possession, as you said, still scrambling to get possession, and they moved him around and put it on with a bounce shot from outside there. Our player to watch, Shane Scott, with a nifty little shot there.
Are you sure that wasn't Dustin Caravello?
Oh, well, maybe I'm just assuming something out there.
That is Dustin Caravello. Do not take away his first goal of the season, I believe.
Oh.
We're going to take a look. Dustin, I got your back, buddy. Oh, it's his second goal of the season. Never mind. You can do whatever you like.
Well, nonetheless, it was a great shot from outside. One that we expect Shane Scott to shoot, but Caravello equal to the task there. Puts Barrie up 7-3.
Shane Scott has the ball now. He's going to drive by Cody Ward, flips it back over to Spencer Janes, who scores. Spencer Janes steps up in the offense once in a while and shows you why they don't mind having him up there with a big rip. It's 8-3.
Well, pretty much from the same area there that we talked about, the righty shot there, just another outside shot. This one was a short side, though, and it just beat him cleanly again. Yeah, there we see him just little flip pass to the back, draws both defenders, winds up and shoots. Beats him short side there.
Great angle there. You see it gets a bit of the leg pad. There's the pass up to Janes. He tucks it home. 8-3. That is a quick start pulling away here for the Blizzard. The Niagara Lock Monsters come back, but Dineley makes the save on Sarter. Hard work by Gatt to try and push Gillen into the crease. Doesn't work. Here comes Ross Smith again. Will he get another assist? He's got Caravello, but he pulls it back out and passes it. Smart pass over to McDonald. He almost stayed to play the offensive shift. Here comes the drive and the goal. This time it's Cam Monroe. They added him, expecting him to bring a bit of an offensive spark to the team this year, and he does so right here, making it 9-3. That's 3 goals on 4 or 5 shots for Doug Buchan, so not a great start for him.
Not the start you wanted, but all been good shots from Barrie. But really, great start for Barrie, but on the flip side, not what Niagara wanted to do. They've got to keep their momentum going and feel good about themselves after a good half. But here, 3 quick goals, that's going to deflate them. And looks like they're going to call a timeout. So we'll see if they can regroup there in their timeout there and get back into this game.
Yeah, well, you could see even on the on that last goal, you see the one player didn't quite catch who it was. Where there was, I'm not going to call somebody out when I didn't see who it was you know, a half a step late as the pass came over, and you know, just gets, and Monroe just spins off him. It's a nice play by Monroe, but again, you know, a bit of a positioning situation maybe, and those are the kind of things when you know, you give up a couple goals, you're down 6-3, you've battled hard to get to 4-3, give up a couple early, you know, at the end of the period, and then you give up a couple. Here's the last one. You're going to see the pass over here, and you see Monroe, just the defensive player is running out towards him as Monroe gets the ball and spins in. It's hard to maintain. We talked about motivation. It's hard to maintain the urgency when you know you're out of the playoffs and you get a run going against you. And it's not that they're not trying. It's hard to have the same spark.
Yeah, you know, it's just something that comes deep down inside. It's not an on and off switch. And right now, Barrie's got all the momentum on their side.
Gillen pulls the face-off back between his legs, but everyone's going after it. Eventually, it's almost picked up by Koger. Comes to Dineley instead, as some nice work by Kevin Sullivan forced the ball back, but Dineley was there. Niagara couldn't take advantage of it. Long run for Travis. No, that can't be. Was that Travis Bland with the ball? We haven't seen a whole lot of Travis Bland. He's in a game. So it's an interesting one. I didn't even realize he was dressed. I'm sorry, guys. There's the pass. Oh, doesn't quite get through to Melnichenko for Brian Campbell. There's a pass over to Dylan Lord. He looked at the net. Now he's looking to pass. Now he's going to try and drive by Jason Crawford. He's going to try it again. Crawford nicely on him, and Shane Scott comes to help out and takes a penalty. Delayed call. Scott knocks the ball loose. Cody Ward. Oh, we might take another one. Keep an eye on it. Cody Ward's not happy with Scott as he checked him into the boards. We'll see whether he's getting two. He definitely had the holding call initially.
Well, there you see, out of that timeout, that was a much better sequence for Niagara on defense and offense. You know, they were on their toes. They had spring on their jump there, and they drew a penalty there. So we'll see if they can get back on their track there with a goal here.
Yeah, it was actually, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say their power play was 0-3 there.
It's actually Jason Crawford, the other player there, who has the penalty. So Scott came to help out as Crawford drew the penalty, and then Scott goes over and plays defense on Ward, who will start with the ball up top on the power play. 10-3 for Barrie. Niagara, as you said, needs some spark. Power play goal can be a way to do it. Ward's going to load it up, then pass over to Sarter. Fowler quickly back to him. They go to Lord. Nice shot, just a little bit wide. It's going to go off the boards. Sarter gets it. 12 seconds to shoot. Fowler with the ball up to Ward. Over to Sarter. Didn't quite get it where he wanted that pass, so he's going to have to get it back. Now he gets it in the spot. Ward will let it fire with 3 on the shot clock. Dineley stops it, and Johnny Ray picks it up in the crease. Long outlet pass. Connects behind the back. Caught by Maudsley. What a save, though, by Doug Buchan. He was alert. Through the crease by Maudsley. It's going to be Niagara possession.
Absolutely great pass, but an equally good save there.
There's a shot at the other end. Ball loose in the corner. Johnny Ray going after it. Angus Dineley has the ball, passes it on out to Rob Koger. Pass up to Griffiths. What a catch. Oh, nice hustle back by Corey Fowler to limit the shot. Just got a bit of stick on stick. And now he's going to bring the ball back up the other way. Fowler gives it up to Dylan Lord. Saw the cutter Melnichenko, but the passing lane was taken away. They're going to move it around the outside. Fowler back to Sarter. Now the shot by Fowler, well past him. Did it touch anybody? If not, it's over and back. It is called over and back. You could see the officials conferring as it looked like it may have just glanced off a Barrie player, one of the defenders, but it did not. So Shane Scott will pick it up and set up on the offense. Ball down in the corner for Barrie. You're going to see how much of this they can kill. Shane Scott still with the ball, ragging it. Makes the pass over, lobs it off the boards. It's picked off. Here they come the other way. Melnichenko lead pass to Fowler. He's all alone. Buries it. No surprise there. Corey Fowler finds the back of the net. 9-4
yeah, there's
on the power play.
There's a power play goal there. And really, I'm going to blame the Barrie defense there on the offensive side. They should have kept the ball down in the corner instead of bringing it back out, causing that turnover with a bad pass there. And beautiful on transition, a power play goal there. There we just see a little pass there, springs him free, all on his own. Little fake to the left and going back to the right there and pops it in there. Makes the score 9-4 there.
That's the pass you're talking about right there. We got to call out Shane Scott on that one. He's done some good things today, but that was not one of them. As definitely not a pass that you need to make at that point. You can even fake that one up high and bounce it down low. There are ways to get the ball over there more safely. And it results in a goal the other way. Still 9-4 though for the Barrie Blizzard, ahead of the Niagara Lock Monsters. Barrie's going to set up in the offensive zone. AJ Masson with the ball. Over to Campbell. They're moving the ball around right on top of the crease. Caravello with the shot and the goal. Dustin Caravello takes a nice pass, and we've seen it before, just the fake high, tucked down past the feet.
Well, that's beautiful. We saw Danko make that save earlier, but this time he was able to get Buchan to move his stick off the ground there, and he set a bounce shot there. And again, an open man there, another missed assignment on the Niagara defense there. They're left all alone there, all alone on the crease, and it's 10-4 now. Responds to Niagara's quick goal there.
Yeah, that's a tough one for a team when you're down and you work hard to get a goal, and the other team comes back and responds immediately. So that makes it 10-4. The Blizzard pulling ahead, retaining that 6-goal lead that they had to start, or after they got a quick start to this second half. There's a bounce shot by Ward. That one goes wide. Tracked down by Gage Board. He's got Gillen on him. Holds on to the ball. Going to give it to Daly. Smith comes out on him. They pass it down low. Bradenberg to Lord. He goes duck and drive. Flip pass back. Doesn't connect. Daly gets it. He's checked hard by Smith. Ross Smith is such a hard worker out there, and he's putting in a full 30-second shift on this one. There's a spinning shot by Board. Dineley has to check down. It's in his gear. He needs his hand to get it out.
Well, it's good rebound control when it gets stuck in the goalie's equipment there. We don't mind that as goalies.
They move it up the floor. Teeter's going to take his turn along the boards. Tries to feed a pass through. Gets it through to Caleb Wiles. What a beautiful pass, catch, and shoot. That is how you do it.
Well, that was beautiful. Maybe he heard that we were popping Ross Smith there for one of our stars there, and he had to make sure that he gets a goal or two to keep him in line there. But as you say, great finish by Caleb Wiles. He's got great hands there, great offensive threat.
I think the catch is just as nice as the finish, and what a pass to put it just in the perfect spot, because there's a defender right on top of Wiles.
Well, it is, as you said, you can't really blame the defender there. He's all over Wiles, but his hands are just golden, and he finishes off with a goal over top.
Beautiful, beautiful pass by Mike Teeter. Beautiful catch and finish. 11-4. Caleb Wiles puts the Barrie Blizzard up ahead. Monroe drives to the net, shoots that one high. It's grabbed by Shane Scott after skipping away from Tommy Watt.
Well, you know things are going right on a change. You come out of the box, and there's the ball.
Yeah, rolling out to you after it bounces by somebody. That pass goes away, comes straight to Scott. Tober gives him a shove and a couple of whacks. They come up top to Watt. 10 seconds to shoot. Monroe's going to slide down. Gets the pass through, and just missing the net was Maudsley. 3 seconds to shoot. Scott will just loft it into the corner. He heard his coaches saying just drop it down there.
Yeah, absolutely. Barrie and the coaching staff right on that. They knew the shot clock was running down.
11-4 Barrie, but Niagara coming back up the other way. Corey Fowler. Watched by Monroe, gets over to Sarter, then gets it back. Gets a pick, takes a shot, goes wide. Melnichenko gets some of it. Now he knocks it loose from Griffiths. Nobody can grab the ball, though. They're running into each other. Melnichenko gets it. Another save by Dineley. Tell you, if Dineley wasn't as sharp as he's been, it could be 11-8 or 9. Spin by Sarter. He's watched closely. A shoe comes off. Ball bouncing around. There's Sarter, another save by Dineley. That one rolls in behind him, but Cameron Rowe gets it. There's a long outlet pass to Caravello. Great hustle by Scott Johnson to get back and take away a scoring chance for Barrie. Now we're going to have a penalty. Coming to Barrie. Looks like Wes McDonald with a high stick will head off for 2, giving the Lock Monsters a chance to come back. Try and get another one. They're down 11-4, but you can't give them too many opportunities. Cody Ward will start with the ball up at mid-floor. Niagara will look for another power play goal. Now all the power plays coming down our right, our broadcast right, Ron.
There's no explanation for that.
Devin Sarter with the ball, up to Ward. Lord is down on the crease, just waiting for the ball to come to him. Spencer Janes keeping a very close eye on him. Here's a penalty coming. John Ray is going to get the call for checking from behind. He's got some words for the Niagara bench as he heads off to the box. It's going to be a 5-on-3 for Niagara, and they've got 1:43 still on the first penalty.
Yeah, absolutely a big Thunder's hit. We heard it up here off the side there and just off the boards there. And, you know, it was close from being on the shoulder there, just a little bit on the back. And being so close to the boards, the ref certainly would call that, and I agree with that call.
Yeah, certainly not an egregious foul, but he did get him kind of on the back, so it will be 5-on-3. We'll take a quick break for the officials' time, and we'll be back. It's 11-4 Barrie. I'm Steven Stamp with Ron Ruff for CLax Lacrosse Action on JVI Sports Network. Welcome back. We are here at the Barrie Wilson Center. Mike Melnichenko just bounced a shot off the post. He gets the ball back. Quick stick. That one doesn't quite get through. Devin Sarter, though, gets the loose ball. Corey Fowler gets it back to Sarter. Behind the back to Melnichenko. Shovel pass to Fowler. Doesn't get through. Ball goes all the way up top. That's why you have the safety valve up top. Mitch Dumont gets it. Passes it over to Devin Sarter. Fowler for the quick stick attempt, but Melnichenko can't reach it, so Fowler's going to just let it rip himself. Another save by Donnelly. That's a great one. Sarter's going to track down. We'll get a fresh 30, and they're going to blow play down as Angus Donnelly's helmet was thrown a little askew. When he stopped that one, they'll just start things up, and 4 of the Lock Monsters go in for a chat, so Rob Coker goes to have a chat as well. Coker just wanted to slip in and be part of the huddle. Dylan Lord back up to Fowler, Sarter, Melnichenko. Moving around the outside. Lord's going to make the quick pass across. No, it's going to come to Sarter diagonally. Hard shot by Sarter goes high. There's Dumont. Second chance for him to play a big role in this power play. They've still got 32 seconds, and they score. Dylan Lord, after all the passing, all the movement around, all the trying to create something, Lord just takes the ball and steps in and shoots.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Donnelly was expecting a pass. Maybe he was back on his heels there, because all it was is, as you say, he stepped out of the corner and just rifled it over his left shoulder and in the net there. You know, after all those great passes and saves, just a simple shot from medium side, not quite outside, but not inside either.
You can see he throws a little bit of a fake across. The 2 passes coming to him, they'll get their assists, but didn't have to work too hard on that one. We've seen some great assists, and those are just, you're just passing the ball around. Big battle for the face-off again. Gillen and Ward, they've had several of these. Gillen's face is right down on the turf. Niagara's going to get possession of it. Gillen will go to play defense. Niagara will set up. They're still on the power play. 5-on-4 now for another 30 seconds, and they got almost a full 30 left. Dylan Lord with the ball as they try the hidden ball trick. Nobody's going for it, so they move it around. Sarter up top to Ward. Fakes the pass. Now he throws the pass. It's knocked down. Here comes Barrie back up the other way. Masson tucks the ball away and runs off into the corner. He's swatched by Cody Ward. It's 11-5. Big hit by Doug Buck and flattens Masson. He's still fighting the ball for the ball down on the floor and comes up with a great effort by A.J. Masson. Spins off a check, lobs the pass out. Come on, fans, give him a hand for that one. That was a great effort by A.J. Masson. And then Gillen just steps in front of the long outlet pass intended for Dylan Lord that was way too short for him. Teeter down to Caravello. He's got a great look at the floor to survey, but the pass misses. Get it over to Maudsley. They've got 17 to shoot, lots of time still. Caravello steps in to Teeter. Teeter looking shot, but Sarter's on him. Now he rolls around, creates something, gets a shot, but he was in the crease. He put it in, but he clearly stepped in the crease first. Here comes Niagara the other way, Corey Fowler. Niagara switching it up. Scott Johnston cuts the middle of the net. Dylan Lord takes the pass back to Fowler, comes out to Melnichenko. He's going to drive low. Pass Smith, saved by Donnelly, gets the shoulder up. Dylan Lord can't quite handle the loose ball. Melnichenko tries to knock it away from Donnelly. Cameron Rowe gives him a bit of a push, and Donnelly comes out with the ball. They get it across center. In time, the penalty's over. Here comes Monroe, looking to create something. He'll just give it back up top, and they'll slow things down. Caleb Wiles takes his time. Wiles to Scott. Huge pick. 3 guys go to the floor, and Scott gets the shot, but he's stopped by Doug Buchan.
Yeah, it looked like bowling out there. The pins just fell over there.
Here's Teeter with the ball. 20 left on the refreshed shot clock. Shane Scott rolling off a pick. Caravello can't get the ball. Comes out to Griffiths. His shot bouncing off the floor, stopped by Buchan. He goes with the short pass to Campbell. Campbell puts on the wheels. Now he makes the pass out to Dylan Lord. He's got a cutter. Pitchell goes to the second man, Gage Board. Good decision. Board comes in, stopped though by Donnelly. Niagara doing lots of things well, and Angus Donnelly just says no. Huge hit. Vredenberg had that one lined up on Griffiths. Griffiths goes after him, and we do have a penalty being called. Griffiths didn't like it.
Yeah, you saw it was a bit of a lob pass, hung in the air forever. The Niagara forward was able to line up Griffith there and knock him down there, and I think that's what they're calling as a hit there.
We'll see. We're not getting a lot of signals from Grant Speeds. We're going to have a chat with him about making his signals more clear. But there's the initial hit. Here it comes again. Griffiths missed the ball, so it's going to be an interference call because he didn't have the ball. It wasn't a hit from behind. It was pretty well timed, actually. He just figured Griffiths was going to catch the ball. 2.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Still a 6-goal lead for Barrie. It's 11-5. It was 6-3 at the half for the Blizzard. They came out with the quick 3 goals to start this second half. Shane Scott, then Spencer James, then Cam Monroe, all happening in the first 2 minutes of this third quarter. And since then, the teams have just gone back and forth. Here comes a slow-mo look. That ball is well past Griffiths by the time Vredenberg hits him. That's why he's upset. Vredenberg, I don't know how easy it would be for him to actually avoid Griffiths. He could try, though.
Well, I think you're right. He was pretty committed to the hit there. You know, you're expecting him to catch that ball, Griffith to catch that ball, make a motion towards the offensive end. You know, it was just a little bit of bad luck there. And, you know, Barrie's, I was going to say go on the power play, but I don't know if Barrie got a retaliation penalty.
You know what? It's only Griffiths that has the penalty. There's nothing up there against Niagara. I thought the hand went up when Vredenberg did throw that hit. And I think they're going to say that it was just, you know, he was just hitting the guy as the ball arrived and it just wasn't caught.
Yeah, so maybe it was an interference possession call that was going to go Barrie's way, and then the retaliation makes a Niagara power play.
It's a heck of a hit. And Griffiths goes after him here. Right there, grabs him by the face mask and pulls him. So that's why the roughing call for Griffiths. Cameron Rose over there to chat with Griffiths, make sure everything's clear. Spencer James wants to hear exactly what's going on from the officials. And the Niagara bench. Niagara bench isn't too happy about something. And again, keep an eye on Griffiths as he comes up, grabbing the face mask of Radenberg. He's got his stick, kind of pulls him over. He's going to go down and grab the cage, actually with 2 hands. And that's why the penalty goes. So I'm not sure why Niagara is upset, because they do not have a penalty.
Well, we saw the face.
Or do they? The referees keep pointing to them and pointing a thumb, jerking a thumb over towards the box. And now it is Scott Johnston heading over. Okay, I'm confused. We'll wait and see what goes up.
Well, we've got 4 Niagara forwards out there and 4 Barrie defenders, so it looks like they're going to go 4-on-4.
It's a roughing call on Griffiths. I get that. We'll see what the call is the other way. Devin Sarter with the ball as we are, like you said, 4-on-4. A lot of space out there. The water bug, Corey Fowler, gets the ball. He's going to spin back out. Devin Sarter takes it. He's sliding down. Nice D by Barrie, keeping everyone limited. Lord tries to tuck and drag. What a pass. Great save by Dinley. And John Ray flattens Corey Fowler just as he shoots.
Another great save by Dinley there. It's probably about 7 or 8 saves that he's taken off each shoulder there. His shoulders are very active today.
Penalty coming to Niagara. Teeter's going to let one rip, just misses, goes off the post and up into the crowd, so play will be whistled down.
Now Barrie's going to be going on the power play.
Let us know who you think should be the 3 stars of the game. Tweet us at JBI Video. Thanks to those of you who have already given us your input. We appreciate that. It will be 4-on-3 for Barrie Blizzard. They're going to try and extend their lead, which is at 6 goals. James Scott will start with it up at the top. Dylan Lord going to the box. See if there's another technical crease.
Well, with Barrie going 4-on-3, it'll be interesting to see what they do with Niagara's defense. If they're going to put 2 on the top of the triangle or 2 on the bottom.
The ref's just talking to the benches to let them know there is a bit of a problem with the score clock right now. The Barrie penalty to Griffiths is showing 1:16. The Niagara penalty to Johnston is showing 1:25. Obviously, those came at the same time. Were started at the same stoppage, so they're just saying they'll both come out at the same time, and then the other will continue. Maudsley to Scott. There's a shot down low by Caravello. All of them were in the red shoes. Nice pass up to Andrew Tober. Doug Buchan's been taking some lessons from Connor Danko. Tober lobs it across. There's a shot, another save. Great play by Tober to make the catch and then to lob the pass across and lead Mitch Dumont. But they just cannot beat Angus Dinley.
No, whatever they come up with a great play, Dinley just comes up with one better.
Caravello with the ball is going to go up to Scott. He sees Teeter across the way, gets it to him. Back to Scott. They're just going back and forth. Teeter should let this one rip. He does. Buchan looks behind him, but it's down in his gear. Final minute of play in the third quarter, 11-5. Barrie, here comes Tober. Swim move. Niagara wants to get one back. Great bounce pass. Cody Ward, great pass. Oh, come on. Corey Fowler can't beat Angus Dinley. Angus Dinley is on fire. He is seeing the ball. He is being the ball.
Yeah, just when you think Niagara's finally beaten him, he slides across and makes another great save.
Well, I mean, what a bounce pass, and then the great pass across the crease by Ward. Here's Griffiths with the shot. That goes off a Niagara player. Cody Ward, he's feeling a little uncomfortable. He's gonna take a knee, and they're gonna stop play for a bit. as that shot, I'm not sure whether it went off his leg, but let's take a look at that last play. Angus Donnelly is just making this unfair. That's a great pass. That's a great pass. When you look at it again, run it back a bit more, Alex. Run it back, run it back, run it back. Watch this bounce pass. Thank you. That's brilliant. Look at this. He leads them across the body here, through the gap that's available, right to where, oh, that's gorgeous. And then Cody Ward hits Fowler, and Donnelly's right there waiting for it.
Peyton Manning would love that pass. You know,
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was perfect, right on stride. You know, we've talked about Donnelly's great saves, but Niagara's passing has been just awesome this
excellent
quarter. You know, they've really led the shooters, led the passers. It's just Donnelly just has had an answer for everything they've thrown at him.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, if you're a National Lacrosse League general manager and you need a goalie to fill in, well, I'm sure Brad MacArthur's saying, "Shut up, Stamp! don't give anybody any ideas.
Yeah.
We need this guy for a championship run."
One more month, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Give him another few weeks, and keep your eyes on Angus Donnelly. He's had a couple of looks in the NLL, I know, and you know, there was a great column on my website, ilindoor.com, a couple of years ago when Donnelly was up with the old Philadelphia Wings and played Minnesota, gave up 20 goals, and Marty O'Neill was arguing for him as the player of the week because he made so many saves. He was so overmatched. Their team was just overmatched in that game. But here's a save by the crossbar. Doug Buchan says thank you, gives a little tap, and Barrie sits back up with Caleb Wiles up top. He shoots. That one goes wide. That's going to be over and back. But the period ends. No problem there. It would be over and back, but they just do not get the goal. It is 11-5 for the Barrie Blizzard, and the Niagara Lock Monsters head to their bench to try and figure out how they can beat Angus Donnelly in the fourth quarter. We'll take a break. I'm Steven Stamp with Ron Ruff, bringing you Canadian Lacrosse League action on JVI Sports Network. Hello, lacrosse friends. Welcome back to the Barrie Molson Center. I'm Steven Stamp with Ron Ruff. This game is brought to you by CLax, by JVI Sports Network. If you want your event covered, go to jvisportsnetwork.com. Get in touch with us. We'd be happy to come out and do it. Well, they would be. I don't know. I may be there or not. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But also to Roland Systems Group. They've helped us out with some gear that makes your viewing experience as good as it can be. And we were just talking about Angus Donnelly during the break, going on about it. Mike Teeter with a goal and 7 assists for Barrie. 4 goals and 3 assists to Wiles. 3 and 2 for Shane Scott. They've all done a lot, but we're just blown away by this game by Donnelly.
And I think Niagara's probably blown away by him as well. Because, like you said, it could be an 11-9 game.
That could be an 11-11 game. Here they come. Daly scores. We jinxed him. Connor Daly scores 8 seconds into the fourth quarter, just runs away from Ross Smith and buries it.
Well, I'm glad you said we jinxed him. You didn't blame it all on me there. But absolutely, just off the draw, just a little bit of outspeed of Gundam and to the net, and into the net it goes there. Here we see it in the replay, just off the face-off, a scoop, and away he's gone. You know, just trying to catch it, but no chance there.
Interesting, Brian Campbell, who usually comes out for the opening faceoff for Niagara, does a lot of their faceoffs, hasn't been taking many today. Cody Ward was taking them. He gets hurt as we had the stoppage. So Campbell comes in, draws that one right back through his legs, and it's picked up at the perfect time by Connor Daly. So that was a big part of that goal. Caravello takes that high pass, shoots, saved by Doug Buchan. He goes after the ball. He's knocked down by Dumont. Dumont withstands a check from Maudsley. Now he's being checked by Caravello. He still comes up with the ball. He drops it again. Caravello rubs him into the boards. Dustin got there to help out, but Dumont's going to run back up to mid-floor and hand it off to Campbell. Now Gat gets the ball. 15 to shoot for the Lock Monsters. Will that goal by Daly 8 seconds into the quarter bring them new life? Wiles with the wrap check attempt. There's a shot by Melnichenko. Stopped by Dineley. We have a slashing call coming from the far official to Caleb Wiles. He's got some words for Melnichenko.
Yeah, Barrie's got to be careful. This game's not over, you know. We saw Niagara score 2 quick ones earlier in the second, and 14 minutes is a lot of time.
It is, and Niagara, as we've seen, can create some great scoring chances. If they start finding their range behind Angus Dineley, you never know what could happen. You mentioned the 2 quick ones in the second. Vredenberg and Melnichenko back-to-back, 14 seconds apart. Niagara setting up on the power play. There's our Twitter at JVI Video, and the leagues at CLax League. I'm at StampLax, STAMPLAX. And Ron, you a Twitter guy?
Not yet. My daughter keeps trying to teach me.
It's not that tough, Ron.
Okay. Too many balls to the head then gets thrown up.
Niagara gets the ball back, a possession call. They'll set things up, so Vredenberg heads down. Corey Fowler gives it back over to Sarter. Dylan Lord looking for someone to pass to. Makes the pass, the shot, the goal. Niagara creeps in. Cross-check by Janes after the goal by Vredenberg. You got to be careful. They've scored a power play goal on the Wiles penalty, which was undisciplined after the shot. And then Spencer Janes almost takes another one with the cross-check after the goal.
And it's a 4-goal deficit. It's a lacrosse game out there.
Oh,
Don't go away. There we just see a cross-crease pass, and he just finished. Stanley tries to reach behind him, but it just bang, bang, it's in the net. There it is again there.
Oh, that's a great finish. Dylan Lord with a nice sales job that he's going to shoot, as he will do very frequently. He's so dangerous from there, but he makes the perfect pass instead. Campbell pulls the ball out. It goes over to the Barrie player. Sticks flying. Brian Campbell's goes flying, but eventually winds up over with Ross Smith as Travis Bland gets it over to him. Here comes Barrie down into the offensive set. Teeter with the ball. His shot turned aside by Buchan.
Yeah, Buchan settled down there after that rough start.
Gillen gets the rebound. He works so hard out there for him, and he comes up with a Lucy to get a reset. Shane Scott gives it to Teeter. He lets it fly from way out. He's going to track it down. Gets between Melnichenko and the ball, so he can't go for a breakout. Shane Scott hits the passer, hits Teeter, and he is flattened. Bounces off one player onto another. Bit of a ricochet. He doesn't even know where his stick is. It's in the net. Gets some help from the official. Here comes Scott Johnson with a shot turned aside by Dineley. Johnson trying to help the Lock Monsters come back into it. Lord comes out to press. Caravello will take his time to make the pass on the near side. It was Maudsley actually switching hands. No, it was Tommy Watt. All those red shoes are confusing me, man.
There, Barrie almost got caught for checking in the crease there. Maybe they got a little bit of a break there.
Here come the Lock Monsters back up the other way, though. Good to see Cody Ward back on the floor. He's cutting to the middle of the floor. That pass gets away, but the Barrie player is going to the bench. Couldn't play it for worries of too many men. They try and quick stick it. Dylan Lord's going to pick it up after the ball was knocked away. 5 seconds to shoot. Ward, oh, they tried to get it to Lord, but then couldn't. But a nice pass by Vredenberg. Gage Board is stopped by Dineley point blank. James flattens Dylan Lord. The pass comes up to Jason Crawford. Crawford being tracked by Johnston, by Gage Board, gets away from him, runs into a hard pick from A.J. Masson. There's a shot outside. Buchan didn't know where it was. It was poked into the net by Maudsley on the crease, but you have to possess the ball if you're going to pick it up in the crease and throw it in. You can't just tap it in, so that's no goal. Good call there. Fowler comes up with it. 11-7. The lead is shrinking. Behind the back, save off of Cody Ward by Angus Dineley.
Yeah, you mentioned the lead is shrinking, but what I'm watching is Barrie's feet. They're not moving. It's Niagara that has a jump in their step.
Good point. Here's Shane Scott passing the ball over to Wiles. Far side, gets it back to, oh, what a shot by Caravello. Just can't quite get it. He switched it across his hands over. Now Lord's got Gat with him. He's going to make the pass. Oh, what a save. Oh, Angus Dineley. Dylan Lord made a perfect pass, perfect timing to Dustin Gat. Dineley with the save, and then Lord knocks down A.J. Masson. It almost took a penalty there, but no call. Lord with a whack on Teeter. He gives it up to Johnny Ray. Lord will pick up Ray. Dustin Gat there to help him out. Pass across, picked up by Teeter. He scores. It looked to me like they were actually aiming the pass over to another player, and I thought it was going towards Caleb Wiles. Teeter just grabbed it as he ran in and put it home.
It was just absolutely, he intercepted the pass of his own teammate, but that's probably threw off Buchan, and he just couldn't reset there. There we see the replay of the earlier play, as you mentioned, crossing hands over. And there's a Dineley save coming up. And there he is again. Just those shoulders are just so active.
And then down at the other end, watch this one. The pass across. I think it was going to Wiles.
I think Wiles thought it was going to him too.
Wiles always thinks the ball's coming to him. He's that pure offensive talent who always wants the ball. He's always ready for the ball, but Teeter was ready too, and he buries it 12-7. That's a huge goal for Barrie. See if it sparks them, as you said, to get their feet moving again. Huge hit by Mike Gillen.
Well, there could be another spark there. Like you said, a huge hit there.
Vredenberg fighting to try and get it back. Melnichenko picks it up, 5 to shoot. He's on his offside, tries the one-arm swing shot, doesn't get there. Shot clock will expire.
Yeah,
the referee goes to pick the ball up. Now the other one's going to stop it, and the ball goes to Tom Watt. Bounce pass over to Maudsley. Caleb Wild's got it now. He'll pass it over. Scott to Watt. Comes Maudsley, saved by Buchan off the shoulder cap. Goes up out of play, goes straight to Maudsley. He'll just start up with the ball again. Wiles gives it back to him, throws it away, but he manages to recover it. Vredenberg couldn't quite get there in time. Mitch Dumont, that was, couldn't quite get there in time. There's Spencer Janes on the offense. Janes over to Scott. He gets a pick. Crawford couldn't get into position to take the pass. Well, Wiles with a hard behind the back shot. And Buchan, a good job just to get his stick on top of that ball so Wiles couldn't scoop it up and make sure he didn't open things up as Wiles was looking for it. Here's Tober with the ball now. Back and forth action here in the fourth quarter. It pops free, but Sarter's going to be the first guy there. Barrie can't recover and take advantage of it. 15 to shoot for Niagara. Tober gets the ball again, right in traffic. He's going to give it off to Fowler and go set a pick. Tober having a hard working shift. Fowler covered by Crawford. Swings, tries to swim down, gets a shot off. The clock may have expired before he could. Here comes Barrie the other way, either way, as Shane Scott has it. Dumont and Sarter trying to free him of the ball. They free him of his stick. He goes to pick it up. Teeter sneaks in there to try and grab it out from below them. Now Griffith and a Lock Monster are battling along the near side. They come out with it. Teeter, oh, what a save. Doug Buchan does his best Angus Dineley impression to rob Mike Teeter, and Dumont comes up with the ball. Watch out. There's a check from behind coming on Barrie. Niagara's got the ball. Sarter has Corey Fowler with him. They're going to slow things down, get the extra attacker out. They'll go 6-on-5 and see if they can't cash in before they even have to go to the power play. They've got 15 to shoot, lots of time. They go to Cody Ward. Comes back over. Sarter's going to let it rip. He's off the post. It bounces out to Johnny Ray. Ray can't control it. Can Griffiths get it? He does. They call it down. Here comes the penalty.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Johnny Ray there. As Johnny Ray goes to the box, we've got a replay in the corner here. As you called it there, Teeter came out on his wrong side. Couple of fakes.
That's a beauty by Doug Buchan. Should have the officials timeout. We'll see if they're going to call it. They are indeed. We'll take a quick break. The players will go to the bench. They'll come back. It's 12-7 with Niagara on the power play. I'm Stephen Stamp with Ron Ruff from the Barrie Molson Center for Canadian CLax action on JVI Sports Network. We'll be right back. All right, we are back here at the Barrie Center, the Barrie Molson Center, for JVI Sports Network presentation of CLax for the 3 stars of the game. Let us know at JVI Video. We will warn you, if you don't have Angus Steinley as one of them, we're going to ignore you.
You've got to be off your rocker if you don't have him.
Oh,
You know.
he is something. Tim Prothero, the photographer for the league, just texted me a little while ago, Dyneley, a monster. I texted him back a series of exclamation points.
Well, maybe he's a monster killer.
Yeah, it could be a good point. I'll tell you, this could very well be a Lock Monster lead if it wasn't for him. There's Fowler. Dylan Lord shoots, can't beat Dyneley. Ball is picked up by Koger. It's knocked free, but he gets it back. Lord is staying down on the offensive end. Spencer James will stay and watch him as Koger heads down the floor. A little swim, but he loses possession. Gets it back, gets away. He's going to the net. Spins back. Oh, he almost made the pass over. Probably a good decision not to, as Cody Ward was picking up the man. 3 monsters on Koger. The ball knocks free, and it's picked up by Mark Vredenberg. Koger with some good work there, but had to have some help at some point.
Yeah, but he killed a lot of the clock there, so it was certainly a successful kill there in that point of it.
Niagara back on the power play. Pass across. Lord throws it back as he didn't have an angle to shoot. Goes to Sarter. Will Ward let it rip? No. Comes over to Fowler. He's going to let it fly. Saved by Dyneley. That was pedestrian by his standards.
I almost think Spencer James made that save.
Comes across. Fowler. Skip pass. They try to get it to Lord. There's the sub shot, sidearm shot by Cody Ward. Dyneley comes up with the ball off the back boards. He's even picking up balls off the boards. He knows exactly where that ball is going. Doug Buchan, cheeky little play to flip it past Jeff Griffiths over to Cody Ward. He flies it up to Fowler. Fowler looked across, shoots instead. Dyneley's ready, makes the foot save, comes up with the ball.
Are you tiring saying Dyneley makes a save yet?
Not really, not when he's making ones like that. Mike Teeter, attempted wrap check by Fowler. He can't get to him. Shot by Teeter. That one's stopped by Buchan. Here comes Fowler the other way. Teeter hustling after him to press him. 6 seconds left on the power play. Nice hustle by Teeter, and then the big two-hand chop. Barrie comes back out of the box. Scott Johnson stops the ball from ricocheting up and sending Johnny Ray on a fast break. Then he throws the pass away, but Vredenberg tracks it down. Vredenberg will hit Johnson on the crease. Shot, save, Dyneley. Shrug save.
I'm just shaking my head. I don't know how to describe those saves.
Buchan grabs that ball. Nice job reaching out to take it away from Mike Gillen as Melnichenko was hustling after him. Big time pressure all up and down the floor. 12-7. Under 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Ball going out to Justin Pitchell. He's going to pass it on back. Dylan Lord has the ball. He drives to the net. Shoots shoulder cap saved by Dyneley. The little shrug stops him. They rub the man out along the boards. Do we have a penalty coming? Or is that just a reset? Dylan Lord takes the pass. It's being checked by Gillen. Throws it across. Dylan tangled up with Maudsley, or Shane Scott. Ball pops free, 8 seconds to shoot. Have a possession call. Didn't quite hear what it was. Here's another save by Donnelly with Scott Johnston. Oh, actually, I think that might have been the post.
Well, I think it glanced off Donnelly first. Niagara shooters are just frustrated and are looking for that perfect shot.
Yeah, that's a great point. So often that is the case. Ball comes back out to Caleb Wiles. Koger heading down low. Oh, he takes a big check from Pitchell, then a slash from Pitchell. Koger comes up, gets the shot off, glances off of Buchan. No, they're going to say it missed him, so it's a 30-second violation. Niagara picks up the ball. They'll make their way down the floor.
You know, down by 5 with 3+ minutes left there, you wonder if Niagara's thinking about pulling their goalie.
Yeah, I mean, not much to lose at this point. They move it down low, comes back up to Dumont. 5 seconds to shoot. So Sarter will just let it rip, misses everything. Spencer James can come down with it, doesn't really matter. Big collision there. It's going to be Barrie possession. Monroe will pick it up. Koger jogging off to the bench, and there's A.J. Masson with the ball. Barrie setting it up again. Bounce pass over to Teeter. Barrie taking plenty of time. There's the pass over. Teeter has it. He's watched by Kevin Sullivan. Pass across. Somehow catching the ball was Mike Maudsley, but the big save by Buchan. After giving up those 3 early goals here in the second half, he's actually been pretty darn solid for these Niagara Lock Monsters. Teeter slides down, pass to the man in front, behind the back. Oh, a save by Buchan. What a shot by Johnny Ray. Then he went through the crease and played the ball, but John Ray almost found the back there. It's starting to look pretty bleak for Niagara in this one. Well, Barrie looks like they will move to 5-2 and take a stranglehold at the top of the CLax standings. It's not going to be clinched, though. Nothing will be really settled until next week in the final 2 games. Here comes Scott Johnston. Make sure you're with us next week, Saturday night, 8 o'clock from Paris. Sunday, 2 o'clock, right back here at the Barrie Molson Center. Dylan Lord gets checked, 1 second to shoot. Johnston's going to try one. He's going to miss the net, 30-second clock expires. Tom Watt with the ball, 1:42 to play. He'll slow things down a little bit, as is wise. Jeff Griffiths taking his time. Now we're going to have clock's not moving, so the officials stop the play, and we'll get it going again.
Yeah, pretty hard to kill the clock if it's not moving.
Still 1:42 to play. We'll see if they run a little off or just want to get it started. Jeff Griffiths still just standing along the boards with the ball as they get everything sorted out. They want him to throw it up top. Nope, they're not sure where they want it. So, great game by Angus Donnelly. Some great offensive efforts from the likes of Caleb Wiles, Shane Scott, and Mike Teeter.
Yeah.
Let's not forget about Ross Smith with those 2 early assists. Just fantastic. Great work by him.
Connor Danko had a great first half.
He did have a great first half. He was outstanding. I mean, just some great work there.
And if you subtract those first 2 minutes from Buchan, he's played well as well in the Niagara net there.
Exactly.
See, I told you, stand up for the goalies.
You've got to. He's done a good job.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like they're just about in
running
order,
it down, yeah. They are running the clock off a little bit. Now they're going to blow it in after 10 seconds. So we are at 1:32 to go. Caleb Wiles with the ball, watched by Connor Daly, gets it over to Griffiths. He eventually got the ball back. He's got Pitchell on him. Sandwiched, but he gets the pass off to Wiles. 8 seconds to shoot for Barrie. Doesn't look like they're going to even try, but we'll see. They cut to the net. Shane Scott. He gets Ross Smith takes a hit from Scott Johnston. Here's a pass up along the boards. It's low for Melnichenko. He'll have to track it down. Jeff Griffiths had him lined up. Melnichenko just avoided that one. Cody Ward scores the 8th goal by the Niagara Lock Monsters. That's a great shot by Cody Ward to beat Angus Donnelly, and that's what it takes.
Yeah, it was. You know, Big shot from outside there. Again, cross his body and had Dineley maybe moving a little bit on his far side there and beat him on the short side there. There we just see the pass there from the inside. Just strong outside shot there. And there was the almost collision. And then the outside shot there.
We are into the final minute. It's 12-8, probably too little too late for Niagara. That pass is picked off by Vredenberg. They're not going down within a fight, though. Trailers Cody Ward. He's going to take, no, Vredenberg shoots. Goes for the hat trick, can't get it. Ward comes over to check Koger, sandwiching him with Daly, but Koger comes out of it, makes the pass up to Masson. A.J. Masson will take his time. Tober over on him, so he lobs it to Teeter just near mid-floor. Teeter waits for Smith to get across center and gives it to him. They've got 15 to shoot. Another 15 after that on the game clock. Smith runs away from a check. He's going to pass it over to Gillen, doesn't get it through. It's knocked away by Dustin Gatt. Great hustle there by Gage Board to come up with that one. He's got a man with him. He's going to come down and shoot. Oh, off the crossbar. He had Dineley beat and actually had about 1.5 feet of net to shoot at and just bounced it off the iron. He can't believe he missed that one.
And now
3 seconds.
Just going to run out this clock there.
The final score, the Barrie Blizzard 12, the Niagara Lock Monsters 8. And the Blizzard team is going to take Angus Dineley out to dinner and buy him a couple of beers.
Well, they better do something for him because he certainly was on his game today.
They're the standings before today, so Barrie moves up to 5-2. Niagara finishes this season at 2-6. Really disappointing for the defending champions, but kudos to them on a tremendous effort today. Absolutely coming out and working to try and win this game, and they were stopped by the force of nature that is Angus Dineley.
If you're calling nature Angus Dineley, absolutely, because one could argue they were the better team on the floor other than in the goalie crease.
And again, not to take anything away from Connor Danko
not at all.
and Doug Buchan, other than that 3-minute stretch where he looked a little shaky. Great effort by the Lock Monsters. Great effort by Angus Dineley, and the Blizzard work hard enough and take advantage of the opportunities enough to get a 12-8 win. We will take a look at our 3 stars, and they are all going to be from the Barrie Blizzard today, but not surprising when they were up 12-7 with just a few minutes to go. Mike Teeter with 2 goals and 7 assists he wound up with. Very strong effort from him. Just playing a good, solid all-around role in that offense.
Yeah, those assists, they creeped up on me there. He was just moving the ball so quick there. But at halftime we looked, I didn't even realize he had that many assists.
Yeah, our second star of the game with the offensive catalyst, 4 goals, 3 assists, was Caleb Wiles.
Yeah, you want to say he's back, you know.
Yeah.
He's certainly Barrie's offensive weapon there. You know, not that they have more, but certainly in the past he has been, and he repeated it again today.
Yeah, he just makes them that much more dangerous because he can't finish any time. And the first star, no doubt about this one, it is Angus Dineley. What a game that man had between the pipes.
Well, there's certainly no surprise there. He was absolutely the number one player on the floor. One could argue he should be first, second, and third star.
But enough guys did some other things to get the other stars. Great game for the Barrie Blizzard going to 5-2. They want to be back here for a home playoff game. They may well be.
Yeah, it will be the first time they get the host. You know, and I guess now Durham knows that they can't catch Barrie, so they can't get first with that loss. So now first comes down the Southwest, Oswego and Barrie.
The tennis balls rain down on the court for the final promotion of the day. We are done from JVI Sports Network, bringing you this CLax action. I'm Steven Stamper, Ron Ruff, the rest of the crew at JVI. Great work, everybody. Great game. Thanks so much for being with us. We will see you next time. That's next Saturday, 8 o'clock from Paris.